like to call to order the Westmont Village Board meeting of March 7th, 2024, 6 o'clock p.m. and ask for roll call from Clerk Simsky, please.
Mayor Gunter.
Here.
The clerk's here. Trustee Barker.
Here.
Trustee Brady.
Present.
Trustee Guzzo.
Here.
Trustee Little.
Here.
Trustee Nero.
Here.
Trustee Simonovich may arrive, we don't know. Attorney Zemanek.
Here.
Village Manager May.
Here.
Assistant Village Manager Parker.
Here. Would everybody please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's meeting. We'll move on to open forum. I do have a request from one of our favorite visitors, Bev Schwartz. Is it Bev? Beverly, Bev. She'd like to share the village with us about what Hope for the Day has going on in May and how they can participate. Welcome.
Yeah, hi everyone. So this time, no proclamation. Just some background as a refresher. Hope for the Day, we're a nonprofit. Our focus is mental health education and proactive suicide prevention. And so just want to go over some impact numbers from 2023. So as far as education goes, we were able to successfully educate 8,493 individuals in 2023. And then to break down that number further, we were able to educate 1,051 young adults, and that is specifically ages 12 to 21. And so those are within communities such as Brookfield, Westmont, like ourselves, Chicagoland in general, Wisconsin, Hinsdale, basically all across the nation. And so what we're doing in those schools is access to resources. So giving them the language to ask for help, how to be supportive, understanding non-suicidal self-harm and injury, really creating those safe spaces for them to have those kinds of talks and really share those emotions and have those feelings, because due to stigma, they might not have those spaces in those homes in their communities due to the stigmas that are culturally not had in most of those spaces, especially in Chicago. So with that, and May being Mental Health Awareness Month, to keep doing what we do, especially in schools, we are hoping to raise $100,000 to help keep our mental health education in schools free and provide them the resources that they need. So with that, we are currently working with partners such as Midtown Athletic Club, which we do have a location right down the street on 63rd in Willowbrook, and they've pledged $60,000 to help us with that goal, which is amazing. And we're also working with the Westmont Library here in town to do a whole resource display, so head on over there if you feel like you need any or want to share them around. And we're also working with streamers. So if you have kids, grandkids, or you yourself stream games like Call of Duty or Fortnite, feel free to stream for a cause. You can find Hope for the Day on there as well. And if you yourself as an organization, individual, have a small company and want to partner with us, you can reach out to us on our website at info@hopefortheday.org. Or if you just want to donate to the cause, we have a whole donate button. It's pretty easy to find us. But yeah, I wanted to come up and share with you how to get involved for May, not just a whole proclamation that I usually do. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Any questions for him?
I love questions.
Maybe not a question, but something to add, and just in the same topic, that DuPage County has scheduled a groundbreaking for their crisis center, and that will be in April, first week of April, so.
Awesome. Yeah. So visit the crisis center.
Yeah.
And don't forget about 988. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Awesome.
And good
Yes.
luck.
Thank you.
I'll close open forum, move on to reports. I have a couple items on Coffee with the Mayor, March 23rd, 10 a.m. at the library. I will plan to have representatives from Flood Brothers, who is our new waste hauler and recycling vendor. It starts May 1. Our staff did a tremendous job with proposals, requests for proposals, and Flood Brothers came in with the low price, and they got a good recommendation, so we're looking forward to the good transition between Waste Management and Flood Brothers. But at the coffee, we'll also have staff on hand to answer any and all questions from the public, so it's a good time to come talk about anything that concerns you at the library, March 23rd at 10 a.m. Dementia-friendly programs. A listing of all the spring programs have been published on the village website. In a big event that's, I guess, started already, FMC Natatorium event. Olympic swimmers from across the U.S. are in Westmont at the FMC Natatorium at Ty Warner Park through Saturday. So it's going on right now. And this is the road to the Summer Olympics comes through Westmont. You can watch the competition live, in person, or on Peacock TV. So Natatorium's getting a lot of good events there. You're more than happy to go over there and enjoy it. We're very proud of the fact that Natatorium's right here in Westmont. That's it. I'll go to Clerk Simsky.
I just have some Public Information Committee Chair. Village offices closed March 29th and May 27th, so just want everybody to know that. And early voting at the Westmont Library now through March 18th. Details on the website. Election Day is Tuesday, March 19th. As always, we encourage everyone to get involved and vote. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I'll turn to Trustee Johanna Guzzo on Fire Public Safety.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Prior to this meeting, we had our Fire Public Safety Committee meeting, and I wanted to just kind of give a brief overview of what was discussed. We got an update on our fire station, and then there was a life-saving team accommodation for an accident at Route 83, and I'd like to recognize Lieutenant Zach Crawford, Bob Kowalski, Katie Jansen, Jessica Zimmerman, and Lindsay Brockoff, and say thank you very much for all of your efforts on that. There was also another life-saving award for Ryan Salzin. Congratulations to him and thank you. And we also had our chief fire officers. They were just made chief fire officers. It goes to Joe Kilsinski and Eric Blaskovich. Congratulations to both of them. The fire department employee of the year was Dave Zaleziak, so I want to congratulate him. The fire department public servant award went to Neil Berkowitz. Congratulations to him. We also discussed the fire department's 2023 year-end report, which will be on the website, so check that out. The fire department also retained its ISO 1 rating. Our next meeting is going to be in June, and keeping with the fire department theme, I want to remind everybody, we turn our clocks, we spring forward. Sunday morning at 2 a.m., don't forget to change those smoke detector, fire CO detector batteries. And then last but not least, I also would like to remind everyone the Knights of Columbus is doing their fish fry. It's every Friday during Lent from 5 to 8 p.m. And the address is 25 North Cass Avenue. Come on out. It's great food. You get to see your neighbors. And then one last thing, there have been some website updates for the fire department. A number of updates were recently made on the fire department pages of the village website. Check it out to learn more about everything our fire department does for the community. And that's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Barker, Environmental Improvement Committee and Westmont first.
Thank you, Mayor. On Monday night, we had our monthly Environmental Improvement Committee meeting, and we do our usual work, but I just wanted to say under open forum, we had one of the leaders of the Westmont Garden Club came and gave a report on what they do across the community as volunteers, and, you know, the container program, the planting at various places, the caretakers of Richmond Gardens, all kinds of activities there. And I just want to thank them for doing what they do for Westmont and congratulate them on the efforts that they make. We have a Recycling and More event coming up here out in front of Village Hall. and that is on April 6th. There's complete details on the website, what they take, and there are fees involved in some of the items, but it's a responsible way to get, dispose of things in your home that you can't just throw in the trash. It gets recycled, and that's a better use. So we're always promoting that. We also have the No Mo Till Mother's Day program, and you can sign up on the village website to be part of that. You must sign up, and that obviously supports habitats for pollinators across the community. A very popular program. And, because the grass is green already, it'll probably be 6 feet tall by Mother's Day, but, still take advantage of it, please. The Environmental Improvement Committee will be here on April 4th to talk about their accomplishments in 2023, and then what they look forward to doing in 2024. And always, they're Westmont volunteers again, and I want to thank them for their participation, and I'm glad to bring them here before the board. And then lastly, the library has a garden expo on April 27th, and there are details for that also on the village website. There's a lot of interesting things going there, and hats off to the Westmont Library. They do a great job with their programming. So that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We'll move on to Trustee Little, Administration and Finance Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. Our next Administration and Finance Committee meeting will be April 4th at 4:30 right here at Village Hall. The village is accepting applications for several positions, so if you're looking for a position to work for the village, check it out, including Police Investigative Analyst, Finance Director, and Seasonal Public Works Maintenance. For more details on those positions and how to apply, please visit the Employment Opportunities section of the village website. There's still time to sign up for our Business Spring Mural Program. For more information, visit Westmont Special Events website at westmontevents.com. And the last item is our budget workshop, which is a favorite of everyone, I'm sure. It's scheduled for April 25th, right here at Village Hall. The public is invited to participate in this workshop. This will be an important workshop in which the village is preparing both an 8-month budget that gets us through the current calendar year, as well as a 12-month calendar that will begin on January 1st of 2025. More information is available on the village website. That's all I have, Mayor.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you. Move on to Trustee Nero, Public Works Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few items tonight. Our Public Works Committee, the next one will be right here, March 21st, 4:30. And our Adopt a Planner is still, sign up, you can still sign up. Sign up is on the village website. I know it's a very popular program, so please, if you are interested, please jump on that because they do fill up pretty quick. Participants will be contacted mid-May with more information on when they can get started on that. And then in addition, we have our tree seedling giveaway coming up. Again, you can sign up online to request and receive various tree seeding species in time for Arbor Day. The seedling pickup is going to be April 26th, right here at at Westmont Library. It's April 26th at the library. Congrats again to Dave Z on Employee of the Year. I've gotten to know him over the past few years, and what an awesome firefighter and just an awesome person we have on the team. So great man to earn that this year. And next, just a reminder for Pizza Wars is a pretty popular event that I've been kind of participating in the past few years at the junior high. That's the 13th next week at 6 p.m. So if anybody's hungry for some good pizza, a lot of Westmont places, and all the proceeds go to the junior high. So please come on by. I know there's a couple others. Our assessor, Greg Bolts, and a couple county board members. Brian Krajewski will be there. They're all sponsoring it as well, just to give back to the schools, which is great. And then last but not least, I just wanted to encourage and congratulate the Westmont Junior High Wrestling Team. Mayor, I'm sure you're aware, but I think it's the first time they're heading to state, which is kind of cool. They got a pretty competitive bunch and younger group and new coaches, and everybody's really putting in a lot of effort. And I know, Mayor, you understand coaching those kids sometimes is a big commitment, and it's kind of cool to see them competing at that level. Yeah. So we wish them the best. I think it's out in DeKalb. So it's a little hike from here, about 45 minutes or so, but hopefully they come back with some good results. And that's all I have, sir. Thank you.
I heard from former trustee Barry that it's because of the cheerleaders that his daughter.
Hey, whatever it takes.
Motivate them too.
They're doing good. That's all that matters.
Trustee Simonovich is not with us tonight, but Public Safety. The next meeting will be April 18th, right here at 4:30. There's a paper shred fundraising for Special Olympics, April 13th, 9 to 1 p.m. at Police Department 500 North Cass Avenue. National Drug Take-Back Day, April 27th, 10 till 2 at the Westmont Police Department, 500 North Cass, and Westmont Mariano's at 150 West 63rd Street. And the police department completed a mock ILEAP assessment. They hosted assessors from several different agencies to thoroughly review our policies and operation. This was a major step to prepare for the police department reaccreditation schedule for May. And I'll turn to Trustee Brady.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The next meeting for the Community Development Committee is scheduled for May 2nd at 4:30 at the Village Hall. The village has posted a reminder on a village website that people should call Julie 811 before they dig in the ground to prevent any damage to utilities that are buried underground. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We'll move on to items to be removed from the consent agenda. I'm going to ask that the proclamation for the American Legion be removed, not because they have 99 years, but we want to do it separately. They're celebrating their 100th anniversary, so we'll, if it's okay, I'll have that removed. Anything else anybody would like? Seeing none, then I'd ask Manager May to please read.
Thank you. Consent agenda begins with Village Board minutes. Board to consider approving the minutes of the Village Board meeting held February 22nd, 2024. Next is Finance Ordinance Number 23 in the amount of $1,537,224.36. There's one purchase order for Gerard, $59,750 for purposes of producing a safety training video. That's the only purchase order, so the total of Finance Ordinance Number 23, together with the purchase order, is $1,596,974.36. Next are community events. There are several. I'll read through them. Westmont Lions Foundation Spring Fling 2024. Board to consider an ordinance approving the following requests for the 2024 Spring Fling Festival hosted by the Westmont Lions Foundation on May 24th through 26th. Includes community events permit, live amplified sound permit, liquor license fee waiver, carnival fee waiver, tent permit fee waiver, approval of signage, and temporary banner fee waiver. When I go through the rest of these, if they're on the consent agenda, any special event is essentially consistent with what's been approved in prior years, no change. New events and significant changes would appear as a new item on any agenda. So the next special event is Westmont Cruisin' Nights and Street Fair. Board to consider an ordinance approving the following requests from the Westmont Special Events Corporation for their 2024 Cruisin' Nights and Street Fair events. One, community event permit, live amplified sound permit for event hours, street and public right-of-way closures, which are listed separately, food truck fee waivers, approval of signage, and temporary banner fee waiver. The next special event is the Taste of Westmont. Board to consider an ordinance approving the following requests from the Westmont Special Events Corporation for the 2024 Taste of Westmont. One, community event permit. Two, special event liquor license fee waiver, carnival license fee waiver, tent permit fee waiver, live amplified sound permit for the event hours, street and public right-of-way closures, food truck fee waivers, approval of signage, and temporary banner fee waiver. Next, that was the last special event. Next on the consent agenda is a decrease in massage establishment licenses. Board to consider an ordinance reducing the number of available massage licenses by one due to the closure of Plima Massage at 15 North Cass. And last would have been the proclamation, but that concludes the consent agenda.
Do I have a motion to approve as read?
Motion to approve is read. Little?
Second, you're on.
Motion been made and second. Roll call, please.
Trustee Little,
Yes.
Trustee Brady,
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich isn't here, I'm sorry. Trustee Barker,
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo,
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Okay, before we move on to proclamation, I've got a member of the Lions Club here. Dan, you want to come up and talk a little bit about the spring fling?
Afternoon, everybody.
What can I say? 17th year. Doing a wonderful thing for this beautiful town. Looking really forward to it. Got some new, really good, exciting music again this year. I'm bringing back one of the biggest asks a lot of people asked last year was the fireworks show. Bringing that back this year for Saturday. Well, again, that was a big ask. So looking really forward to that. But just keeping the fun going in this community. Like I said, it's a big thing that a lot of people look forward to. Additional carnival rides again this year, adding 2 more rides. You can always find me on the Tilt-A-Whirl.
It's his favorite.
But yeah, it's coming quick, you know, and looking forward to it. So I'll
What's the
open
dates?
May 24th, 25th, 26th. Got some new food vendors. Still looking for some. But yeah, like I said, we do have the loss of the barbecue this year. That was a very heartfelt loss this year, but there were some changes to the sanctioning bodies and the sponsors that no longer exist, and the sanctioning body moved the World's Invitational to that weekend, which that's where all the competitors go. So it kind of put the nail in the coffin at that point. But there's a new sanctioning body that has come about, which I'll look into next year, it's got so much traction actually that I think it might be something we can look into, and it'll actually involve more of the public within the town, and it can really get anybody invited because anybody can just cook a single rack of ribs and win some money. You don't have to be a pro, you don't have to be an amateur. You can just come out with a grill and cook a rack of ribs, and the public can take part in that. So I'll be looking into that. Because I don't want to see that piece go. That's what the big staple was that really got this thing going in this town. So I want to find a way to home that back and make that happen. But otherwise than that, I'm really excited and look forward to it.
Is the Lions Club going to bring out their new corn roaster?
Oh yeah. So in this off season, you know, we had a custom built corn roaster, bringing that back, a nice trailer pulled. We can do 550 ears within an hour on that puppy. So getting back to one of those big things that everybody, you know, knows the Lions Club for. We brought it out for the Park District's last Straw Festival last year. So you know, to give it its first run, and let me tell you, I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, you guys come out and get a piece of corn. Just come see me, and I'll make sure I got you guys all a nice piece of corn. You know, so yeah, definitely,
Good.
definitely.
Well, Rod?
Hey, Mayor, if I could just add, I know these are fun events, but I've been kind of following along with Dan's hard work and Bob Fleck's hard work, including the mayor and many other Lions. This club's been doing a lot of good this year, and it's been thanks to a big grant that DuPage County helped the Lions Club out with. Again, Dan, a lot of legwork to get that. I mean, we're talking buying groceries for families and jackets and impacting Westmont residents' lives and even others around, and that's pretty cool. So it's kind of neat to see. I know they're going to do a big impact report on it, but it's kind of neat to see that you guys are really impacting the community that much. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, tied in with the DuPage County grant, the general fund. Just in the last 2.5 months, we've given more than $20,000 away to the school districts, BRC, Hope House, Catholic Charities, DuPage Pads. I just finished another, I think jacket-wise, we've almost given 500 jackets away just in the last 2.5 months. So, you know what I mean? All this event, Spring Fling, is what makes that happen and helping the people within the community. So
Again, the 20,000 is merchandise or?
It's all per the grant rules. It all has to be purchased. We can't actually hand gift cards or cash. So a lot of the stuff Bob Fleck, we all go out personally, purchase it all, and then separate it and deliver it out. Yeah.
Good. Well, good, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much,
Hi,
guys.
thanks. We'll move back to the item that was removed, a proclamation, American Legion Post 338, 100th anniversary. And I've got a proclamation I will read, and it's 100th anniversary proclamation, American Legion Post 338, Westmont, Illinois. Whereas the American Legion was founded in March 1919 in Paris, France, by U.S. World War military personnel stationed there. And whereas the Westmont American Legion Post 338 was founded 5 years later in 1924 and is the oldest service organization in Westmont, and whereas the focus of the American Legion is dedicated to 4 pillars of service and advocacy: veterans, military personnel, youth, and patriotic values. And whereas Westmont American Legion Post 338 has continuously upheld these pillars, honoring our service members with Memorial Day parades, Veterans Day services every year, and in addition to visiting our schools and educating our youth. And whereas the American Legion has understood that service encompasses far more than military duty and commitment to veterans. It is an obligation to our communities and especially the youth of America. And whereas the Village of Westmont has benefited from Post 338 service to our youth by their vision to purchase land for a ball field before Westmont even had a park district. This is currently Veterans Memorial Park, and dedicating part of that land for Westmont Library, which has been in the storefront for years. And whereas a century later, the duty, obligation, and national feeling desired by the founders exist in abundance in the Village of Westmont, thanks to the American Legion Post 338. And now therefore, I, Ronald J. Gunter, Mayor of Westmont, wish to honor the American Legion Post 338 on behalf of the Village Board and residents for their commitment to our veterans, military personnel, youth, and the patriotic values for the last 100 years of the United States of America, passed and approved tonight by Board of Trustees of Village of Westmont, DuPage, Illinois, 7th day of March 2024. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Second, Little?
Motion been made and second. Roll call, please.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Little?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Put 6. Motion passes. Now I present this and I'm going to give you an opportunity to talk. Not all fours. No. Spokesperson. You guys can come up. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I guess so.
You guys can all come up and say something. No? All right.
Okay, well,
Go ahead, guy. Go ahead. You got a speech.
I
Congratulations.
just want to say it's been a privilege and an honor to serve with the American Legion here in Westmont. And we do a lot of things here. Little League Baseball, we're this sponsoring organization for scouting in Westmont. And we're active with many of the other organizations like the Lions Club and whatnot. And it's just what we do. We consider it our duty, and that's what we do.
It's the oldest club.
Thank you.
You have to say, come on up for a picture here. They'll get a picture, you guys, but thank you.
It's all done.
2 years after the village. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And sometimes they don't toot their horn too much, but they do a great job for this community, especially the youth and also the veterans. So congratulations. Moving on to new business. Appointment to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Board to consider a motion to accept the mayor's appointment of Boyer Zakiri as a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission. And before we vote, I'm going to ask both Boyer and Doug Carmichael, who is our chair of Planning and Zoning, to come to the podium. And Doug, why don't you give a little background on how the selection came about?
Certainly. Good evening. Mr. Mr. Mayor, Board, Doug Carmichael, Chair of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Due to the very unfortunate passing of long-time Commissioner Wally Van Buren, village staff identified 3 individuals who had expressed an interest in serving on the commission. And Mayor Gunter asked me and also Joe Hinnerfein, the Economic Development Director of the village, to assist him in the interviews. We did, and we found all 3 of the individuals to be highly qualified, and we had some extensive discussions afterwards. And after that, Mayor Gunter selected Boyer Zakiri as his choice, as his first choice. As we say, all 3 were very impressive individuals. And with that, I'm anxious to get Boyer signed up and get him to work.
You got some work for him, huh?
Boyer?
Yeah, sure. Trustees, Mayor, thanks for having me. No, obviously, I have big shoes to fill, with the passing of Commissioner Van Buren. I'm Boyer. I live right here in Westmont by Veterans Park on South Wilmette. I have 3 daughters, Zoe, Ellie, and Grace. Hi, my wife's got them on the live stream right now. She sent me a picture, and they're like this at the TV, waiting for me to come up here. So, hi, girls, go to bed. Just really excited for the opportunity. I follow a lot of the stuff of what's going on in the village, and for a while, I was always felt like I was on the sidelines and want to get myself in the game. So, again, grateful for the opportunity, and looking forward to serving the village.
Your background?
So my background, my professional life, I do cybersecurity sales. I've done that for probably about the past 7 years, 13 years in IT sales as a whole. Grew up in Oak Lawn, Illinois, lived in the city for about 8-9 years, moved out to Westmont in June of 2020, and really just kind of fell in love with this town, and keep telling people, why aren't more people talking about Westmont? So I'm here to, bang that drum.
And I do have to comment, my process has always been any vacancies, I have a team, which includes the manager, our director of community development, myself, Larry Forsberg, and we interviewed them, and as a consensus, the team all felt Boyer was the right candidate. So I do need a motion to approve my appointment.
Motion approved. Nero.
Second, Barker.
Motion been made and second. Any questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo?
Yes.
I said you already, didn't I? I'm sorry.
No, you're
Brady?
okay.
Double yes.
And Trustee Little?
Little.
Sir?
Welcome. I think
Trustee
we,
me?
and,
Yes.
and I know that
You didn't hear me probably, but I
Yeah.
did say.
Doug is excited about having you. There's going to be a little training, and you'll be meeting with the manager as far as what you need to do, but welcome. I think we're shooting for April or March.
March 13th.
You better hurry up and get
Yeah,
busy.
I'm ready to roll. Yeah,
Well, thank you.
Still have to
yeah,
vote.
thank you guys.
Thank
Really
you.
excited for the opportunity. Thanks again.
Good, thank you. We'll move on to new business B, Downtown Incentive Program, completed project grant awards. Board to consider an ordinance awarding 5 Downtown Incentive Program DIP grants qualified for funding as completed project. I've got my director, Interfind, to give us more information.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Board. First, I want to welcome Commissioner Zakiri. We look forward to it. He'll get his first delivery of exciting projects in his packet, which will come tomorrow. So he will be immersed very quickly into our processes. So what's before us tonight is the Downtown Incentive Program. So once before, you've seen an incentive grant come before. I think it was at the last meeting or maybe 2 meetings ago, and that was on a new project. So that was on Beauty and the Baker, and new projects could be funded to a much higher level. But if you remember, when we adopted the incentive program, our previous facade and life safety program had been on hold or a hiatus during the COVID period. So we have many businesses that had made investments in their properties, and we had said that as we get closer to the financial end of the fiscal year, if there were monies available, past projects could be funded. However, the conditions were that the funding amounts of the former program, which was $5,000 for facade improvements and $3,000 for life safety improvements, they should be held to those dollar amounts because they were not able to apply for the grant for 3 or 4 years, and those were what those dollar amounts were. So we are at that time, so we're getting close to the end of the fiscal year. We held these projects off until after March 1st to make sure that there were funds available. But the 5 projects that are before you tonight are 39 North Cass and 41 North Cass. So one of those is Milan's building, and the other is West Suburban's. You heard those mentioned at committee tonight for getting some of their sprinkler systems completed or close to completion. So both those projects are eligible for $3,000 grants and qualify for those. The other 3, 246 North Cass, which is neat. What is nice about that is you can see that project. They built their patio, they did some landscaping around it, they did some improvements to the front of their building. They are eligible for both facade and life safety, which would make them eligible for $8,000. 2 West Naperville Road, which is houses Mrs. T's. So they did a significant renovation to the exterior of that building. They added sprinklers to that as well. That is also eligible for $8,000. And then finally, 100 South Cass, which is the animal rehab center just at the corner of Richmond and Cass. They also did both facade and life safety improvements for $8,000 there. So that's a total of $30,000 in grant money. And Spencer can probably correct me, I believe that the old facade and life safety grant had about $25,000. So in one night, we're approving the equivalent of 1 year's worth of grants under the old program. So we're very happy with that success. And as always, I can answer any questions for you.
A couple of things to add, that this is reviewed by the Economic Development Committee with Joe, and we've gone back and forth. All these improvements that were already done, we opened it up because there was no grant, but we applied the old grant rules. If we used the new grant rules, which is encouraging development, we would deplete the funds. So we want to have money available for the new projects.
Correct.
Beauty and the Baker. So this is what we feel is the projects that have been done, and they warrant some reimbursement. So I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve, Little?
Second, Nero.
Motion been made and second. Questions? Yeah, Trustee Barker.
Mayor, I just want to say that I think they're all great progress. You know, the developments are great, and the fact that those life safety things happened in our community, you know, it took a little bit of doing, but they have that funding available. Money well spent.
Yep. Yep. And I'm looking forward to the new projects, and Beauty and the Baker was one of them.
Yes, and I have 2 or 3, so we have until the end of the fiscal year. I have 2 or 3 that we're still working with for some of those new monies before the end of the fiscal year.
And when we look, what was the projected balance after those?
So there was $100,000 total that was allotted for this, so $30,000 tonight. There was $23,000 that was encumbered with Beauty and the Baker. With the 2 or 3 projects that I think will get before you before the end of the fiscal year, they probably will come close to depleting it. However, if there's a balance, I believe that staff's recommendation would be whatever that remainder is that we add that to next year's budget in addition to the funds that we're already proposing, so that we could try to continue to incite more investment in the buildings in the downtown.
Just the opposite. If you find out it's $105,000, I mean, you could always come back to the board and we can approve additional for a good project.
Yes, I believe that the way we wrote it, we gave the board a lot of flexibility with the funding.
Any other questions? Roll call. Oh, yes, question, Greg.
The building, the residence that's east of the building, is that going to be sprinkled also? That's a separate building behind Clemens?
Are you talking about the building that is behind 41 North Cass?
Right, 41, right.
The apartment.
So there's an old house back there, I think it
Right.
has 2 or 3 units in it. No, there was nothing with that house that was part of the sprinkler. It's actually a separate structure that's on the same property. The sprinklers that are being added to 41 are exclusive to the building, to the commercial property.
And again, they have to do something to trigger our sprinkler ordinance, and when that happens, then they're going to be required to put that in.
Correct.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
New business C, engineering agreement, water treatment plant rehabilitation. Board to consider ordinance authorizing engineering agreement with Baxter and Woodman for preliminary engineering service for the water treatment plant. Public Works Director Reese.
Good evening. This request is to approve the sum of $39,400 for preliminary engineering services for water treatment plant rehabilitation. The project would include evaluation for replacement of the pump motors, new motor control center and variable frequency drives, evaluation of liquid disinfection, which would eliminate the gas chlorine system that's currently there, SCADA improvements, emergency backup generator, and removal of obsolete equipment.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Nero.
Second Little?
Motion made and second. Questions? Anybody? Dan? No? Roll call, please.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes, yes.
Motion passes. New business D, engineering agreement, Washington and Traube water main improvements. Board to consider ordinance authorizing engineering service agreement with Baxter and Woodman for Phase 2 design engineering services for the Washington and Traube water main improvements project. Director Reese.
This is a request to approve the sum of $89,800 for Phase 2 design engineering for Washington and Traube. So this will be the replacement of water main on Washington Street from Naperville Road to Ogden Avenue and along Traube from Roslyn Road to Miller Elementary School. So this project will also be coordinated with planned storm sewer improvements on Traube Avenue from Cass down to Miller School. So we have kind of it won't take place until next summer because we have a really small window to do the construction around the school. We have to be in and out of there while school's out for the summer. So it will be constructed as one project to avoid undue disturbance to the neighborhood. So we recommend the approval of this proposal in the amount of $89,800.
Have a motion to approve?
Little? Motion to approve, Little?
Second, Nero.
Motion been made and second. Comments? Question, the engineering now to be done,
It'll be done in 2025.
okay.
Yep.
Working with the school and.
Yep.
Yes. Roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Motion passes. New business F, exercise of option year 1, gasoline and diesel fuel. Board to consider ordinance exercising the first option year of the gasoline and diesel fuel contract with Al Warren Oil Company Incorporated. Director Reese.
Last year, we awarded a contract to Al Warren Oil for a joint purchase of gasoline and diesel fuel. So DuPage County prepared the bid. A lot of DuPage County communities joined them. So it was a very good example of government cooperation. So the original contract was April 1 through March 31st of '24. There's 3 one-year options to extend. So we recommend exercising the first option year of the contract, and the new contract will be from April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025, and for an amount not to exceed $300,000.
I have a motion to approve.
Motion to approve, Little?
Second Guzzo?
Motion made and second. Question, this is $300,000. Do you know what our monthly average has been?
I don't have that with me tonight, but we have saved a lot of money
That's what I
doing
thought,
this.
yeah. And the park
So-
uses it too, and they pay their fair share.
I would have to check with that, but I believe so.
Great win, Mayor, and we owe it to a resident.
Well, yeah, thank you for bringing it to our attention.
Who brought it to my attention about it whenever we first started this, and Manager May and Public Works Director Amy jumped all over it, and what a huge win.
Yes.
you
Yeah,
know.
huge. It's been really, you'll see some more about it in the annual report where we kind of break down
Yeah.
the cost savings for you a little more.
Any other comments, questions? Roll call, please. I'm still waiting for Dan to say something. Roll call.
Trustee Little,
Yes?
Be careful, it's gonna cost
Trustee
you a
Brady.
sponsor.
Yes.
Trustee Nero,
Yes.
Trustee Barker,
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Motion passes. New business G, awarded proposal, biannual safety audits. Board to consider ordinance approving an agreement with Hygineering Incorporated for biannual safety audits. Director Reese.
This is a request to approve the amount of $35,280 for biannual safety audits. So these audits will be conducted twice per year in calendar year 2024 and calendar year 2025, so it will be for a 2-year period. And will include on-site inspections, policy and document review, field observation reports, and recommendations.
Sounds good. Have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Little?
Second, Hero.
Motion made, second. Comments?
Second.
Second, we got. Okay, seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Little,
Yes?
Trustee Brady,
Yes.
Trustee Nero,
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Motion passes. You can sit down now.
If I may, I think we might have missed
Oh, did I miss
under
one?
E.
Oh, you got to stay there.
That one's pretty important, because we got a grant for that, so.
The E one? E. Award of bid proposal.
Warwick Avenue.
Award of bid proposal, Warwick Avenue Water Main Replacement. Board to consider ordinance awarding the bid proposal from Millennium Contracting Company for Warwick Avenue Water Main Replacement Project and authorizing a contract consistent with the accepted bid documents. And we've got Director Reese.
So we accepted proposals from 6 contractors for this. The low bidder was Millennium Contracting Company, and the low bid was $1,156,456. This low bid was approximately 1.6% higher than the engineer's estimate, which is pretty good in this environment. This project will replace aging water main on Warwick Avenue from Burlington to Naperville Road. And this project will also be partially funded by a $500,000 grant from the state of Illinois DCEO. So we're pretty happy about that.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Little?
Second, Hero.
Motion made and second. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Trustee Little,
Yes.
Trustee Brady,
Yes.
Trustee Barker,
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo,
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
It's approved, thank you. Hopefully I don't miss any more. Last thing, all right, we'll move on to new business H, 2024 zoning map. Board to consider ordinance approving the revised zoning map dated December 31st, 2023 as the official 2024 zoning map for the Village of Westmont. And I've got Director Hennerfein.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Board. So every year, we bring before you as a state requirement that we have to approve our new zoning map. And it is always reflective of all the changes that have happened throughout the year up until the end of the year. So that's why you saw December 31st. So basically, any rezonings, any lot splits, we also throw any address changes on there, so any annexations. We always update our map annually so that it's accurate. What's before you tonight is that the culmination of all those changes over the course of the year. And of course, I can answer any questions you might have.
Motion?
Motion to approve, Little?
Second, Nero.
Motion made and seconded to approve. Additional comments, questions? This annual event? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Little,
Yes.
Trustee Brady,
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo,
Yes.
Trustee Barker,
Yes.
and Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. We'll move on to miscellaneous. And Harry, they got their proclamation. Do you want to say anything else? American Legion, we proclaim proclamation for your 100th anniversary. They told you the wrong time. They came, they were here, yeah.
I got that feeling when I walked in.
Yeah. And you're the commander.
Yes.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. Yeah. You would like to say anything? You're here now. Commander of the American Legion.
Yes, I'd like to say something. Not knowing what the proclamation was, I want to thank you for the proclamation.
Just a paper copy of it.
Thank you.
For your
And we appreciate your efforts to get recognition to the American Legion for our service in this community. 100 years, and we have worked with the village very closely, the Park District, and we've had really good experiences. We were much bigger, and we were much more important in the village because we contributed. I mean, if you go back in history, we had carnivals here. We actually raffled off a car one time. We were a big organization. We're not that big anymore, but we're still participating, and we're still trudging along, trying to be a part of the village and serving the functions of the village. So we enjoy our contributions, and we thank you for your assistance, as well as the Park District.
And thank you. 100 years is the longest serving service organization in town. And back when it started through 50s, 60s, no Park District, and really you were the organization to create programs for kids, the ball fields, and so I've read a lot about it, and I really appreciate all the Legion has done for this community. So thank you.
It's mutual. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Too bad I didn't make the meeting.
Yes. But you,
Mayor, shouldn't we give him a round of applause?
yeah. All right. Anybody else have any miscellaneous? I think Marie already told them the
Miscellaneous.
clock.
I understand our governor is in his budget is going to propose to eliminate the grocery tax. So if it happens, I imagine it would affect our revenue for the following year, our income.
I think Spencer,
Can you enlighten me on any
how much you
information?
project it would be?
Yes, so this is something that we were alerted to by the Illinois Municipal League. The DuPage mayors and managers are also very involved with this. And so the current proposal from the governor is to eliminate the grocery sales tax, the 1% that goes on that. As you may know, this year, the state has done that where the grocery store doesn't have to pay it, but the state then gives the municipalities the money that they would receive, because that 1% that's on the groceries does not stay at the state. The state collects it along with the rest of their sales tax and then passes all of that 1% on to the municipalities.
How's that working? Are they giving money to us yet?
So right now, they are giving money to us, and so this past year, where the state said the customers don't have to pay it, but the state would keep the municipalities whole, has been working just fine.
Good.
The problem comes, now the governor's proposal is to save the taxpayer money by not taking that money and not passing it on to municipalities. And as you know, we've got several wonderful grocery stores in our community.
Right.
As you know, one of the items that we identified in our strategic plan and in comprehensive planning has been wanting to try to diversify our sales tax base, and we've done that through some great grocery stores that we've got in town. And so for us, we receive about $1 million a year from these grocery stores. If we needed to reduce costs by about $1 million a year or increase revenues, I will say these are not specific plans of how we'll do it, but just to kind of put in perspective for the board members, for the residents, what it means for $1 million for the village. That's about 6% of our personnel budget. As you know, most of our ongoing operations are from personnel. And so for every 15 employees we have, that would be eliminating one. So it would, for example, if we were to apply it across the board, that would mean losing 2 to 3 police officers, losing one of our fire staff on shift every day, losing a couple of public works employees who take care of our infrastructure, and losing a couple of administrative employees who are the ones that are responding to residents' calls, helping make sure that everything goes smoothly. So that'd be a big drop in service, obviously, to our residents if we lost all of those pieces all at once. On the other side, if we said, oh, well, then we'll just make up this $1 million another way, as a non-home rule community, one of the few ways we have to raise and kind of control our own revenues on the places for eating tax. But to make $1 million on that, we would have to increase that tax on our restaurants by 50%. So a 50% tax increase would be, I think, very troubling for our restaurants. I know some of them are still struggling with the aftermath of COVID and lots of different things going on. And so having a 50% tax increase would be a lot for them. So this is a big deal for our community. I know it's a big deal for lots of other communities. This sales tax is something that we've been relying on and using to serve our residents in really great ways.
And there's lobbyists opposing it from all the different municipal COGs to page mayors and managers. So we're going actively trying to, the only thing I trade off, if he wants to give us the LGDF to the full amount, you know, at 10%, I was sure we'd be ahead.
That very well could be.
Because
Like both.
they were.
Or the ability for non-home rule communities to just enact the tax locally
Yeah.
instead of having the state collect it. We don't have that power.
And right now, under state legislation, any taxes that go on either home rule or not home rule, any taxes that the municipality passes don't apply to those grocery sales. So even a home rule community could not put a increased sales tax on the groceries specifically. It'd be on everything else.
Yeah, the other day, he had a press conference and he referred to a rainy day fund that he's established, so maybe we can apply for that.
A rainy day fund?
It does
There you
rain
go.
here.
It's been raining for 4 years.
Yeah, how do you get a rainy day fund when you're like 40 billion
He's got
in
a
the
rainy
hole?
day fund.
It's being opposed by all the municipalities actively, so.
Whole state.
Next question.
Yeah.
If the governor tries this and completes, doesn't he have to go through a legislature, through a House resolution?
Yes, he would have
Okay.
to do that.
If that happens, it has to be given a HR, a 4-digit number.
Yes.
Number two, there's something new was aware of, it's called a witness slip.
Yep.
And you can apply and go direct in on the internet, go right in the legislature, let you know that we in Westmont, and I would pursue this in other towns also, saying you were against this is so ridiculous. Some towns really depend on this grocery tax for, like I said, fire and police. Those are very, very important to us, that all the citizens. That's all I have, thank you.
No, thank you for bringing that up, and I know that we had witness slips in last year, the year before, on different issues.
Several
too.
items, and I do that on behalf of
The board.
the entire municipality for that. Anybody resident could do it individually, but it's only when those are being heard at their respective committees. So there's windows of time when you can weigh in with that, but I do that. I'll reshare it with you, but I've got a whole log of the positions we've taken on different bills. And
Across the street, we have Representative Douglas. I mean, she should be notified also where we're coming from.
Already.
She has an office in Westmont. She represents the town of Westmont and others. I think she should be aware of it. I'll be glad to cooperate with
I
that.
think we've made her aware.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's a good point. Unfortunately, I don't think she's running for another,
No, but it's business today.
still got it. She's going to vote on it. So, yeah, we're doing everything we can to voice our concern over loss of revenue. Any other miscellaneous? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a resolution, adjourn.
Second Kuzo.
Motion made to adjourn. Roll call, please.
Okay, trustee Brady?
Trustee Brady.
That's me.
Are you in favor of
Yes.
I think he's got a bet for
We're
6
voting.
o'clock.
We're
Yeah,
voting.
what's going on?
Trustee Little?
if you want to adjourn?
Yes.
All right.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Guess I want to go home.
Okay, we hit everybody.
We hit
All right,
everybody.
thank you.
All in favor?
Trustee Gu.
All in favor?
Aye, yes.
Aye.
All right.
Guzzo?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's, all right.
New rule.
Little, yours, do you want to
Yes.
adjourn?
She's going to hang here for a
Staying,
little bit.
yeah. All right, I'd like to thank everybody for tonight's meeting, and good evening.